We just did a whole lot of modifications to the 2015 Jeep Wrangler that I've had ever since we started the channel. And now that all those upgrades are done, it's time to get it out on the trail and kind of do a shakedown run just to make sure there are no rattles, there's no fitment issues, we got good clearance, and really it's just a good excuse to have a nice day out here. So we're out in the Anza Borrego desert and we're gonna go do a shakedown run. Stay tuned. Welcome to TrailRecon, I'm Brad, and today I'm out here in the Anza Borrego desert on a beautiful day on the Jasper Trail. It's just me and the newly modified Jeep Wrangler, my favorite Jeep. And we're gonna go hit this trail. This is a local trail to me, one that I've ran many times. It's an easy, scenic trail, but there's a few little obstacles where we can kind of get flexy and check our clearance. And really, I just kind of want to get after it a little bit today and just see if there's any rattles, anything that needs to be addressed. It's going to be a great day out here on the trail. You'll get to know the trail a little bit, and we'll talk about how some of the new modifications on the Jeep are performing. And if you have not seen all the modifications that we've recently done, which is a lot, I'll leave a link down below. We just got done filming that. So, all right, let's hit the trail. All right, we're just going to air down the tires. I'm not going to go very low today just because the terrain doesn't require it. This is more just for comfort. So we'll go down to about 20 PSI. It is very windy out here today, and maybe once we get down in the canyon, that wind will stop. But let me get these tires aired down and then we're gonna get after it a little bit. The Jasper Trail is a nearby trail I visit from time to time just for some short getaway trips, but I haven't been back here in over a year. The North Trailhead is located just outside the very small town of Ranchita, which is well known for its 11-foot tall Ranchetti statue, which was built out of fiberglass by a local realtor who had a lot of time on his hands during the housing slump several years ago. The Jasper Trail is just over 5 miles long and is located in the Anza Borrego Desert and intersects with both the Culp Valley Trail and the Grapevine Trail. So you can do a bit of exploring out here, and there are some remote campsites tucked away if you look closely. This trail used to be rated as moderate, but is now, in my opinion, very easy. But more on why that changed here shortly. The trail winds up and down through the scenic mountains here in the desert, and there is lots of lush desert vegetation spanning the landscape. But be mindful if you're out walking about. Some of these guys are a bit prickly. This trail is perfect if you're looking for a short 1 to 2 hour trail day, or if you just want to take a short detour on your way out to explore more of Southern California's desert. Okay, let's go test out all these new upgrades I've done at the Jeep. A few miles into the trail already, and the first part of this trail is just a nice easy winding section through the mountains and then dives down into the canyon. Nothing hard here, very scenic. But what's really interesting to me is it's Saturday, the weather is perfect, and I've only run into 2 people so far. One is a brand new 4xe, which is cool to see out on the trail, and the other one was a motorcycle. But otherwise I've seen nobody else out here, so I'm enjoying this. Now, there is a nice little flexi section and a little part where we can go crawl on the rocks, so we're gonna go test those out here in a little bit. All right, we just pulled up to the first little optional obstacle. And again, I mentioned that we are not hardcore rock crawling for the shakedown, but there's a couple little boulders here we can kind of get flexi on a little bit. You don't have to do this. There's a nice easy bypass over there, but this is totally stock capable. We've brought in Jeeps down here with the San Diego Jeep Club, and everybody that was stock was able to make this no problems. like that little section. It's fun, it's short, it's not complicated, and you can get a little flexy. And for me, I was just trying to hear if there was any rubbing, and I don't think there was, which is good news. Now up ahead, there is a pretty rutted out section where you can turn the wheels hard and get really flexy, and then we'll see if there's any rubbing at full turn, which is important. And I gotta say, I am really liking this long arm suspension. I didn't expect it to be such a drastic difference from when it was before, but it is really night and day. Now, I'm running larger tires, but 37s and 39s, I mean, it's only incremental. So that does help soften the ride a little bit. The shocks are adjustable, but I think the long arm kit is playing a huge factor on how comfortable this is on these washboard sections. I am very impressed. Boy, it is super windy out here, so I'm taking shelter from behind the Jeep, but I just want to point out that along this trail there are all kinds of dispersed camping sites, like this one here where you've got some amazing views, just no shelter from the wind up here. So, I was driving through this section where it kind of winds around, and I was like, where are the ruts? I could have swore there were these big ruts here. And I just ran into this great couple that's in this old Ford Bronco out here, and they've been coming out here for years just like I have, and they're like, no, they came out and graded it, so those ruts are gone. And I was just like, oh, what a bummer. There was always so much fun going through those ruts. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to go find another place to play around. But great running into those guys, and I think what I'm gonna do is stop and I'm hungry. I'm gonna have a little lunch. I have driven past this kiosk a dozen times over the years, and I'm ashamed to admit this is the first time I've stopped to check it out. It says there's a cultural preserve just off the trail. What the heck? Let's go check it out. Wasn't planning on doing any hiking today, but you know, I've driven by this many times and I've never bothered to really digest what's here. And it's cool that there were Native American people living back here a long time ago. And so they showed that there were some rocks where it looked like they had been grinding corn and stuff. And I was like, you know what, I'm willing to walk back there a little bit to see if I can see the spring or some of that stuff. And well, I think the spring is dried up, and I didn't see any evidence of any Native Americans back there. But still, pretty cool history that goes on back here, and it was good just to kind of get out and stretch my legs. So nice little stop. All right, we got to keep going. I know that the rest of the trail starts to get a little rocky, no more of this sand, so that should help to kind of test the suspension. I was really looking forward to those deep ruts, but that's all right, we're good. So far I'm really happy with the suspension, but let's go get on this rocky section and let's see how it really absorbs that. It's been about a year since I've been on this trail, and this section here, which is a little bit of an uphill and around the corner, used to have some, you know, moderate sized little rocks and ruts, and it was a nice little climb. It wasn't difficult, but now you can see it's just perfectly smooth. I mean, I appreciate the Forest Service coming out here and making the trails easier for everybody else, but man, it was a fun little trail to begin with. Now it's just kind of a smooth dirt road. I'm gonna let you guys in a little secret. So this last section of Jasper Trail is lush with all types of cactus. But in the springtime after a rain, this place comes alive with an amazing desert bloom. Now the crowds will go to certain places, but nobody comes here, and this is awesome. So if you're coming out here to look for a desert bloom, this is a great spot. If you're just near Southern California and you're looking for an easy trail, this is a beautiful trail. And while this was a little easier than I anticipated today, we still had a blast. And I got after it on the Jeep, we flexed it out, no rubbing, no rattles, no loose bolts. I think we're good to go. So the next time that I take this out on a trail, we're gonna get after it a little bit. We're gonna start having some fun, and maybe we'll do a little camping as well and invite maybe a couple buddies. We'll see how that goes. Today's been awesome. Thanks for joining me. If you haven't been over to TrailRecon.com, go check it out. We got all kinds of gear and merchandise over there. And until next time, thanks for watching.